In example 3, we're going to do the translations just like we did with exponential functions. Before you start example 3, please look through those boxes above to get yourself an idea of which way the translations will move. And again, the translations are the exact same as those of the exponential functions. So as we look at letter A, we have the graph of log base 2 of x, and we want to translate it to become the graph of log base 2 of x plus 3 minus 1. Just like our exponential functions, when we were adding something within the exponent or within the function, we moved it left or right. It's the same idea with our logs. When we are working within our function in the parentheses here, that tells us to go left or right. And since it's a plus inside here, that's going to tell us that we want to move our graph to the left by 3. And then when we have our number on the outside, just like our exponential functions, that tells us to move up or down. This also tells us to move up or down, and since it's a negative outside of our function, it's going to tell us to go down by 1. So we are essentially moving it left 3 and down 1. The first thing we want to think about, though, is our asymptote. Our asymptote for our logs is right here, at the line x equals 0. And if we move this line down 1, it's not going to change where it goes. But if we move our graph left 3, then our asymptote is also going to move to the left 3. So our asymptote is now here at x equals negative 3. And then we're going to go ahead and move our point. We have the point 1, 0 that we need to move to the left 3, 1, 2, 3, and down 1. So it's going to become the point negative 2, negative 1. Now to get an idea of how our graph looks and how it curves, let's take another point on our graph. I know there's nothing else shaded in here, but if you're drawing it on your own, let's take a point over here. So it looks like we have the point 4, 2. That's a nice point that we can move. So let's move that left 3, 1, 2, 3, and down 1. And we get the point 1, 1. So let's put that point in there. And then we want to sketch it to look just like the graph we originally had. So our graph's going to come around here and then curve down towards our asymptote. Now let's take a look at letter B. We have the graph of y equals natural log of x. Remember, this ln means we have a base of e. And we want to translate it to become the natural log of x minus 4 and then plus 2. The minus 4 on the inside here, inside our function, tells us that we're going to go to the right by 4. And the 2 on the outside, this plus 2, tells us to go up 2. So if we move our asymptote first, remember our asymptote is at x equals 0 to start. If we go up 2, it's not going to change our function, but if we go right 4, we get our asymptote here at x equals 4. So let's start with that. Then if we take our point 1, 0, we're going to move it to the right 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and up 2, 1, 2. So we have the point 5, 2. And since our base is e, we're not going to have very many nice points, so let's just take an approximate point here that we can move over if necessary. So maybe we'll take this point right here. It's not exactly 3, 1, but it's about 3 and a little bit more than 1. So if we move this point to the right 4, you get 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we're going to move it up 2. So it's going to go 1, 2. So it's a little bit above the 3. So we have 7 and then a little bit more than 3. So about right here. And again, it's just a sketch. So we can curve our line this way or our graph this way, and then we're going to go down along that asymptote. If you have any questions on translations, please let me know.